Actually, we learned parabola synopsis points for mains in two videos, in two previous videos, okay? And now in this session I am going to discuss additional points, additional synopsis, that in the sense some more synopsis points for parabola which helps us to solve problems in an easy manner. Okay, so before going to learn from this video, I suggest you first of all to watch and learn those two videos. Okay, parabola for mains video 1, parabola for mains video 2. In those two videos I mentioned you top 10 points related to parabola, top 10 conceptual ideas for parabola to score high in mains, and these are additional synopsis after those 10 points, right? First of all, watch and learn those videos and then come here to learn from this video. That's my plan, right? So after those 10 synopsis points, this is the 11th synopsis point. Okay, so first of all, look at this. I have a parabola. So maybe the standard parabola, you just consider it as y square is equals to 4ax, no problem. If it is y square is equals to 4ax, whose focus is nothing but a comma 0. Okay, and these are 2 points on the parabola p comma q, and you just consider those 2 points in parametric form. That in essence p is a t1 square comma 2a t1. So p is the parametric point for with respect to t, and q is parametric point with respect to t2. That in the sense this is a t2 square comma 2a t2. Okay. Into p I have one tangent, into q another tangent, and these two tangents are intersecting at the point R. See, two tangents are intersecting at the point R. Then what are the coordinates of R? What are the coordinates of R? Already I mentioned to you in these previous videos the coordinates of R. Okay. Then the coordinates of R are simply what? A t1 t2 comma a of t1 plus t2. These are the coordinates of R. After mentioning the tangent at P and tangent at Q, you just solve those two, then you will get the coordinates of R. Now the idea is, see, from this picture we need to identify, we need to generate different synopsis points which helps us to solve the problems. Okay, among those the first one is, see, if you calculate the distance SR as well distance SP as well distance SQ, then if you observe, this is one idea. SR square is equals to SP into SQ. It is easy for us to solve it because we have coordinates of S, coordinates of P, coordinates of Q as well coordinates of R. So it is easy to prove this for standard form of the parabola, but we will extend it for any parabola. For any parabola, if R is the point of intersection of tangents drawn at two points P and Q, then SR square is equals to SP into SQ. Okay, this is one idea which helps us very lot. Okay, usually for circles, if you have, we say that secant property like tangent property we have for circles. Secant property is like PA into PB is equals to PC into PD, and in the same way tangent property is PT square is equals to PA into PB. Just similar to those secant property, we have a parabola. This SR square is equals to SP into SQ. Okay, this is one point. And the next point, if you observe, if you join PQ, one triangle will form here, right? So if you join PQ, one triangle will form. What is the area of triangle PQR? Area of triangle PQR. See, if you calculate that area of triangle PQR, so you will get it as a square by 2 into T2 minus T1 to the power 3 by 2. So it is not 3 by 2, it is 3. T2 minus T1 power 3. Okay, that is the area of triangle PQR. A is well known, T1 and T2 are known, then easily we will calculate that area as a square by 2 into T2 minus T1 cube. And there is another chance to rewrite this. If you rewrite it, you will get it as, just a minute, S11 to the power 3 by 2 divided by 2a. And here S11 is with respect to R. Here S11 is with respect to the point R. I think S11 తెలుసు మనకి. ఏంటి S11 అంటే ఈ పాయింట్ని పరాబోలాలో సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ చేయండి. ఈ పాయింట్ని పరాబోలాలో సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ చేసేస్తే వచ్చేటువంటి రిజల్ట్ నెంబర్ ఏదైతే ఉంటుందో క్వాంటిటీ దట్ ఈస్ S11. That S11 power 3 by 2 divided by 2a also gives us area. Okay, area of triangle PQR, these both are same actually. Okay, so either you use that a square by 2 into t2 minus t1 cube, or this S11 power 3 by 2 by 2a, anything we can use. Okay, that is area of triangle PQR. And the next thing is, if there is some angle between these two tangents, if there is some angle theta is there in between these two tangents, then tan theta is equals to root S11 divided by modulus of x1 plus a. Okay, so angle between the tangents, tan theta is equals to root S11 divided by x1 plus a. Okay, and now if theta is equals to 0 degrees, what will happen? If theta is equals to 0 degrees, no, 90 degrees I will say. If theta is equals to 90 degrees, theta is equals to 90 degrees in the sense angle between the tangents is 90, that means tangents are perpendicular. If tangents are perpendicular, tan 90 degrees is simply what? 1 by 0. So from there we will get that modulus of x1 plus a is equals to 0. Since x1 plus a is equals to 0, x1 is equals to minus a. Okay, here in the sense this x1 is corresponding to r actually. Okay, root S1 is also corresponding to R only. So if theta is equals to 90 degrees, x1 plus a is equals to 0, x1 is equals to minus a, it concludes that R is on directrix. I think you know about the equation of directrix. Okay, if this theta is equals to 90 degrees, this R lies on the equation of directrix. What is the directrix? X is equals to minus a, and so here we have x1 is equals to minus a. So these are some useful properties related to this intersection of tangents. Okay, just have a look. SR square is equals to SP into SQ, and area of the triangle PQR is this a square by 2 into t2 minus t1 whole cube, and angle between the tangents is this root S11 by mod x1 plus a. If theta is equals to 90 degrees, then x1 is equals to minus a. That in the sense that point R lies on directrix. So if tangents are perpendicular, then point locus of the point of intersection of the tangents is a directrix. Whereas for circles, already we completed circles. Whereas for circles, if two tangents are perpendicular for circles, point locus of the point of intersection of those tangents is director circle. Okay, and here it is directrix. If two tangents are perpendicular, then the locus of the point of intersection of tangents for circles is director circle, and for parabola is directrix. Okay, have a look. So next idea. So again I have a parabola. This is tangent at the vertex, that means y-axis. This is axis of the parabola, x-axis, and this is directrix of the parabola, x is equals to minus a. So this is a point P, right? So any point on the parabola, and at this point you just sketch a tangent. So this red color line is a tangent for the parabola at the point P. Now what I am going to tell you is, see, from this focus S, okay, if you calculate the foot of perpendicular onto the tangent, okay, you need to do everything. Okay, write tangent equation for the parabola at this point. Okay, take this P is at point P1, write the equation of tangent at T1, and then you just calculate the foot of perpendicular from S upon tangent. If you calculate that foot of perpendicular, then that foot of perpendicular surely lies on tangent at the vertex. Okay, see diagrammatically if you observe, this point is the foot of perpendicular, and here we need to maintain a perpendicularity. That in the sense, foot of perpendicular from S upon any tangent, okay, is on tangent at the vertex. You just have a look. See, there are many points on this parabola, right? At each and every point you just try to sketch a tangent, and then just try to calculate the foot of perpendicular from focus upon any tangent. I think you all know about the foot of perpendicular. If this is a point, any point, okay, like S, and if this is a line like tangent, then foot of perpendicular from S upon this tangent is nothing but just a perpendicular drop, and this point is considered as the foot of perpendicular. If you wish, if you just draw a perpendicular from that point to the line, this is foot of perpendicular. Already you learnt it from where? See, straight lines, and you use it in some problems of circles also. సో ఇప్పుడు మనం ఏం చెప్తున్నామంటే ఈ ఫోకస్ దగ్గర నుంచి ఆ ఫుట్ ఆఫ్ పర్పెండిక్యులర్ ఏ ట్యాంజెంట్ మీద డ్రా చేసినా ఖచ్చితంగా ఆ పాయింట్ ఎక్కడ ఉంటుందంటే ట్యాంజెంట్ ఎట్ ద వర్టెక్స్ మీద ఉంటుంది. దీన్ని రకరకాలుగా అర్థం చేసుకోవచ్చు. Tangents, point of intersections of the tangents and the tangent at the vertex are nothing but foot of perpendiculars drawn from S upon tangents. ఓకే, సో ప్రతి ఇక్కడ మనం ఈ పెరాబోలాకి ఇన్ఫైనైట్ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ టాంజెంట్స్ డ్రా చేయొచ్చు. ప్రతి టాంజెంట్ కూడా మనం స్కెచ్ చేసిన తర్వాత టాంజెంట్ ఎట్ ద వర్టెక్స్ ఇలా ఇంటర్సెక్ట్ చేస్తూ ఉంటుంది డిఫరెంట్ పాయింట్స్ దగ్గర. ఆల్ దోస్ పాయింట్స్ ఆర్ నథింగ్ బట్ ఫుట్ ఆఫ్ పర్పెండిక్యులర్స్ ఫ్రమ్ ఎస్ అపాన్ టాంజెంట్స్. ఓకే, సో లోకస్ పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ వ్యూలో చెప్పాల్సి వస్తే locus of the foot of perpendiculars from focus upon tangents of the parabola is nothing but tangent at the vertex. Okay, that's one idea. And the other idea is a locus level. For suppose if you think about image of this S with respect to any tangent, if we sketch, then that image lies on directrix. For suppose if we extend this, see this point is the image of S, and see these two will become equal also. See, we have coordinates and equations of everything, just we need to apply our knowledge of straight lines here. Point P is there, 81 square comma 281, equation of tangent is there, okay, and then point S is there like a comma 0. You just calculate the image of S with respect to this tangent line, then it lies on directrix. Okay, so image of S with respect to any tangent is on directrix. Okay, so all these ideas are very helpful in solving different problems which are not in standard form. Usually we will prove these two properties using standard form of the parabola y square is equals to 4ax, and after proving that these are geometrical properties, we have a chance and freedom to extend these ideas for any parabola. If they are not in standard form, then also these properties are correct. But to prove, we use standard form. To solve problems, we use this for non-standard forms of the parabola. Okay, right. And the next thing, another idea here is, see, we have S, we have P, and one more thing is, you just look at it. If you extend this tangent, somewhere it intersects x-axis. Okay, here we have S, and here it is P, and somewhere it intersects x-axis. You just mark this point as some A, anything, and after that, okay, if we just draw, see, what I have to say, from P a line parallel to the axis of the parabola. So if we join these two, okay, this is just parallel to this x-axis, and if you mark this point as some C, anything, okay, like some C, then this A, SS, A, and this is B, this is C. So if you join this C and A also, okay, then look here, S, A, C, P, okay, all these 4 points together will form a quadrilateral, and that quadrilateral is a rhombus. SACP is a rhombus. See, because this quadrilateral satisfies the properties of rhombus, already we have perpendicularity here, and as I said, as C is the image of S, that means these two are also equal. In the same way, if you calculate, these two parts also will become equal, and so this SACP is a rhombus. Since this SACP is a rhombus, from there is a chance to develop reflection property of the parabola. So the next thing there is a chance for us to develop reflection property. Okay, what is a reflection property of the parabola? See, if you look here, since it is a rhombus, see these two angles will become equal by the property of rhombus. Since these two angles are equal, see if you mm, along this line, okay, if a light ray incident on the parabola, it reflects and for sure passes through this line because the angle of incidence is equals to angle of reflection. It tangent line a mirror and call. So what I am going to tell you is, if we have a parabola like this and this is a tangent line and use this tangent line just like mirror, okay, so parallel to the axis of the parabola, if we light ray ganaka parabola మీద incident అయితే parallel to the axis light ray ganaka parabola మీద incident అయితే, if it is just like a mirror, it reflects and passes through the focus of the parabola. So different light rays fall అవ్వచ్చు ఎక్కడ parabola మీద. See, different light rays parabola మీద fall అయితే parallel to the axis, ఓకే, ఖచ్చితంగా ఎక్కడైతే లైట్ రే అనేది parabola మీద fall అయిందో ఆ పాయింట్ దగ్గర మనం ట్యాంజెంట్ తీసుకుంటే రిఫ్లెక్షన్ జరుగుతుంది. బట్ యాక్చువల్లీ మనకు ఆ ట్యాంజెంట్ మిర్రర్ కూడా అవసరం లేదు. సో ఫైనల్ ఐడియా ఏంటంటే, ప్యారలల్ టు ద యాక్సెస్ ఇలా లైట్ రేస్ కనుక పెరాబోలా మీద ఫాలో అవుతూ ఉంటే ఆల్ దోస్ విల్ రిఫ్లెక్ట్ అండ్ పాస్ త్రూ ది ఫోకస్ ఆఫ్ ది పెరాబోలా. ఓకే, సో దిస్ ఈస్ ది రిఫ్లెక్షన్ ప్రాపర్టీ. ఓకే, దిస్ ఇస్ ద నెక్స్ట్ ఐడియా. సో ఫ్రమ్ ఫోకస్ ఫుట్ ఆఫ్ పర్పెండిక్యులర్ విత్ రెస్పెక్ట్ టు tangent lies on directrix. No, tangent at the vertex. From focus image with respect to tangent lies on directrix, and this SACP will form a rhombus. Since it is forming a rhombus, from there we will develop reflection property, and according to the reflection property, if a light ray incident on the parabola parallel to the axis of the parabola, for sure it reflects and passes through the focus. Okay, so this is the next idea. Just observe this and then try to analyze. Okay, బ్రెయిన్లో రిజిస్టర్ చేసుకోవాలి. నెక్స్ట్ ఐడియా, అగైన్ ఏ parabola, a point P on the parabola. At that point P, this line is tangent for the parabola, and at P, this is a perpendicular line for the tangent. So this line is what? Normal for the parabola. And now we have P, T, N, and somewhere we have S also. So with this picture, we have different properties. First property is ST is equals to SN is equals to A plus AT square. You just have a look. See, if somewhere we have focus on this the axis of the parabola. From that focus, actually if you calculate this ST distance as well as SN distance, both will become equal. ST is equals to SN is equals to A plus AT square. And the next thing is, see, this is a right angle triangle. TPN at P we have what? 90 degrees. So this ST is equals to SN is equals to A plus AT square. So this S is the midpoint of TN, right? Since S is the midpoint of TN, that means midpoint of the hypotenuse in a right angle triangle, then that S will become circumcenter of the triangle PTN. So S is equals to circumcenter of triangle PTN. Okay, see, with this TN as diameter, if we sketch a circle with S as center, if TN is diameter, for sure S is the midpoint. Okay, as I said, ST is equal to SN, so somewhere take S here. These two parts are equal actually. Okay, so with TN as diameter, S as center, if you sketch a circle, that circle for sure passes through this P, because here it is making 90 degrees, right? Okay, that in a sense for sure that circle touches the what? Tangent at P. It touches the tangent at P. Circle will be like this. It touches the tangent at P, and for that circle, radius is half of this A plus AT square. No, radius is A plus AT square because S is the center, right? So the next thing is circle with diameter is equals to TN, center is equals to S, touches tangent at P, touches tangent at P, okay, whose radius is equals to A plus AT square divided by 2. This is one idea. సో ఇట్లా సర్కిల్స్ రిలేటెడ్గా ఆల్రెడీ కొన్ని పాయింట్స్ మనం మాట్లాడుకుని ఉండాలి. ఓకేనా? ఇక్కడ ఏం చెప్తున్నామంటే మనం ఈ టిఎన్ అనే దాన్ని డయామీటర్గా సర్కిల్ డ్రా చేస్తే ఇట్ టచెస్ టాంజెంట్ ఎట్ పి అని చెప్తున్నాం. అలా కాకుండా ఈ ఎస్పి అనే దాన్ని, ఎస్పి అంటే ఏంటిది? ఫోకల్ డిస్టెన్స్. ఓకే, ఫోకల్ డిస్టెన్స్ డయామీటర్గా సర్కిల్ డ్రా చేస్తే, ఓకే, సర్కిల్ విత్ డయామీటర్ యాజ్ ఫోకల్ డిస్టెన్స్, circle with diameter as focal distance touches, always touches tangent at the vertex. Okay, and the same way if you sketch a circle with diameter as focal chord, okay, I think you know the difference between focal chord and focal distance. Okay, so just a minute. Focal distance is sp, focal chord is this total part, a chord passing to the focus. With that as diameter, if you sketch a circle, okay, touches directrix. సో మనం ఏం గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాలంటే ఈ ఎస్పీని కనుక మనం తీసుకుని డయామీటర్గా ఒక సర్కిల్ డ్రా చేస్తే ఆ సర్కిల్ టాంజెంట్ ఎట్ ద వర్టెక్స్ని టచ్ చేస్తుంది. అలాగే ఫోకల్ కార్డ్ ఉంటుంది. ఓకే, ఫర్ సపోజ్ దిస్ ఈస్ ది ఫోకల్ కార్డ్. If this focal chord has diameter, if you sketch a circle, that circle for sure touches the directrix. Otherwise, if you sketch a circle with Tn as diameter, it touches tangent at P. Okay, just observe this. ఈ పాయింట్స్ అన్ని సింపుల్గా అనిపించిన లేదా కాంప్లికేటెడ్గా అనిపించిన ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ సాల్వ్ చేసేటప్పుడు చాలా హెల్ప్ అవుతాయి. ఓకే, సో ఇలాంటి కాన్సెప్ట్స్ మీద ఒక 2-3 ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ కనుక మనం సాల్వ్ చేస్తే ఆటోమేటిక్గా ఇవన్నీ మన బ్రెయిన్లో రిజిస్టర్ అయిపోతాయి. అప్పుడు ఇబ్బంది ఉండదు. ఓకే, so the next point is, again I have a parabola, focus is just a comma 0, P is any point on the parabola, tangent at P, and this tangent at P is intersecting directrix at some point. You just take anything like D because it is intersecting directrix. Okay, and if you just draw a perpendicular from P to the directrix, that means for sure this line is parallel to axis of the parabola. It intersects somewhere at M, and now see here this is 90 degrees. So this DP, P is point at which we are sketching the tangent, and D is the point of intersection of the tangent with the directrix. This DP will make 90 degrees at M. Not only at M, if we join this DS as well, this PS, also it makes 90 degrees here. Also it makes what? 90 degrees here. Just observe this is a quadrilateral. What is the quadrilateral? SDMP is a quadrilateral. In this quadrilateral, these two angles are 90-90. That means opposite angles are 90-90. So sum of these two angles is 180. And so sum of the angles at P and D is also 180. So it forms a cyclic quadrilateral. Here we need to identify that SDMP is a cyclic quadrilateral. And since it is a cyclic quadrilateral, there is a circle passing through these 4 points, and for that circle this dp is the diameter. Why? Because dp is making 90 degrees at S as well 90 degrees at M, so the dp will become diameter of the circle. So from there we will conclude that dp is diameter of circle through SDMP. Okay, so there are some problems where we need to find the radius of the circle passing through these 4 points. At those instances, it is enough to find half of dp, that is the radius. Okay, this is 14th point. So next point, 15th one, we have a parabola, and on this parabola PQR are points on the parabola. At P there is a tangent, at Q one tangent, at R another tangent. So 3 points on the parabola, 3 tangents at those 3 points to the parabola, and these 3 tangents intersect each other and will make 3 points A, B, C. So A, B, C are the points of intersections of the tangents drawn at PQR. Okay, while solving questions, actually diagram question lo ivaru kada, question chaduku mana diagram draw cheyali. Okay, so nenu diagram nunchi explain chestunanu. Ante question lo ela untundi ante parabola మీద 3 points ఉండాలి, 3 points దగ్గర 3 tangents డ్రా చేయాలి, 3 tangents every pair of tangents intersect అవుతూ 3 points ఫామ్ అవ్వాలి, are 3 points ABC. Okay, now related to ABC and related to PQR. Okay, if you observe this PQR, there is a chance to frame a triangle, okay, with this PQR also. ఈ PQRని జాయిన్ చేస్తే కూడా ఇక్కడ ట్రయాంగిల్ ఫామ్ అవుతుంది కదా, అండ్ ఫోకస్ ఉంటుంది యాక్సిస్ కదా, ఫోకస్ ఇండికేట్ చేయలేదు. నా అవర్ టార్గెట్ ఈస్ టు లొకేట్ టు connect this triangle PQR as well this triangle ABC. Okay, the first idea is orthocenter of triangle ABC, H of ABC. Orthocenter of triangle ABC is equals to orthocenter of triangle PQR. Okay, two triangles ki kuda orthocenter same point ayi untundi, and that lies on, this lies on what, directrix of the parabola. ఓకే, సో మనకు తెలుసు ఎక్యూట్ యాంగిల్కి అయితే ఆర్థోసెంటర్ ఇన్సైడ్ ఉంటుంది, అబ్ట్యూజ్ యాంగిల్కి ఆర్థోసెంటర్ అవుట్ సైడ్ ఉంటుంది. ఈ టూ ట్రయాంగిల్స్లో ఒకటి ఎక్యూట్ ఒకటి అబ్ట్యూజ్ అయిందనుకోండి, ఒక ట్రయాంగిల్కి ఇన్సైడ్ ఇంకో ట్రయాంగిల్కి అవుట్ సైడ్ ఫ్రేమ్ అవ్వాలి కాబట్టి దోస్ టూ విల్ మీట్ ఎట్ ఎ పాయింట్, అండ్ దట్ పాయింట్ those two will coincide at a point. Okay, and that coincidence lies on directrix. That's one idea. And the next thing is, see, if you sketch a circle passing through ABC, for sure it passes through the focus of the parabola. Okay, circumcircle of triangle ABC. Just imagine a circle passing through these 3 points. ABC నుంచి పాస్ అవుతూ ఒక సర్కిల్ ఉంటే అది ఫోకస్ నుంచి పాస్ అవుతుంది అన్నట్టు మనం ఇమాజిన్ చేస్తే రిజిస్టర్ అయిపోతుంది. సర్కిల్ ఆఫ్ ట్రయాంగిల్ ABC passes through focus of the parabola. Okay, right. So and the next thing what we need to memorize, see, ఈ ట్రయాంగిల్ ABC కి ట్రయాంగిల్ PQR కి ఏరియా క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేయొచ్చు. ఏరియా ఆఫ్ ట్రయాంగిల్ ABC, area of triangle PQR. If we calculate, what will happen? See, area of triangle PQR divided by area of triangle ABC is equals to 2. Okay, so diagram, see, మనం on the board sketch చేసాం. యాక్చువల్గా ఏం జరుగుతుందంటే ఈ PQR ఏరియా అనేది డబుల్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ ట్రయాంగిల్ ఏరియా ఉంటుందంట. సో ఏరియా ఆఫ్ ట్రయాంగిల్ PQR is twice the area of triangle ABC. Okay, just observe this. So next point is about normal and normal chord. Okay, so already మనకు నార్మల్ అంటే తెలుసు, మనం నార్మల్ కార్డ్ గురించి కూడా మాట్లాడుతున్నాం. నార్మల్ అంటే ఏంటి, ఒక పెరాబోలా మీద ఒక పాయింట్ దగ్గర టాంజెంట్ డ్రా చేస్తాం, అదే పాయింట్ దగ్గర టాంజెంట్ లైన్కి పర్పెండిక్యులర్గా ఇంకో లైన్ డ్రా చేస్తే వీ కాల్ ఇట్ యాజ్ నార్మల్. ఓకే, సో ఫర్ పెరాబోలా y square is equals to 4ax. if P is a point, then slope of tangent 1/t and slope of normal minus t, because normal is perpendicular to tangent. So point ఉంది, స్లోప్ ఉంది, ఈక్వేషన్ డ్రా చేస్తే in terms of t, and slope of normal is minus t కాబట్టి if m is equals to minus t, in terms of m, this is the equation of normal. So equation of normal for the parabola having slope m is y is equals to mx minus 2am minus am cube. Okay, అదే equation of tangent having slope m అయితే y is equals to mx plus a by m. Okay, and this is equation of normal. Next thing, ఇప్పుడు నార్మల్ ఎట్ P అనే పాయింట్ దగ్గర మనం నార్మల్ డ్రా చేస్తే ఆ నార్మల్ మళ్ళీ పెరాబోలాని క్యూ నుంచి పాస్ అవుతుంది అనుకోండి, దెన్ దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ నార్మల్ కార్డ్. యాక్చువల్లీ ఫర్ సపోజ్ ఇఫ్ దిస్ ఈస్ పెరాబోలా, ఓకే, ఎట్ ఏ పాయింట్ P, ఇఫ్ యూ స్కెచ్ ఎ టాంజెంట్, దిస్ ఈజ్ ఎ టాంజెంట్, అండ్ ఇప్పుడు P అనే పాయింట్ దగ్గర టాంజెంట్కి పర్పెండిక్యులర్గా ఒక లైన్ డ్రా చేసాము అనుకో, దిస్ ఈజ్ నార్మల్, అండ్ ఇఫ్ దిస్ నార్మల్ అగైన్ పాసెస్ త్రూ పెరాబోలా. ఓకే, ఇలా ఎక్స్టెండ్ అవుతుంది అనుకుంటే ఈ నార్మల్ ఇలా వెళ్తూ మళ్ళీ పెరాబోలాని క్యూ దగ్గర మీట్ అయిందనుకో, దిస్ PQ ఈజ్ కాల్డ్ నార్మల్ కార్డ్. అండ్ P అనే పాయింట్ 81 square, 281, and Q is 82 square, 282, and PQ is normal chord. Then we have this relation in between T2 and T1. T2 is equals to minus T1 minus 2 by T1. Okay, so normal focal chord అయితే ఒక రిలేషన్ ఉంది మన దగ్గర, T1 T2 is equal to minus 1 అని, ఇది అలాంటిది. T2 is equals to minus T1 minus 2 by T1. And if this PQ also passes through focus, that means ఈ intersection point focus అయిందనుకో, అప్పుడు ఫోకల్ కార్డ్ ప్రాపర్టీ కూడా యూజ్ చేయొచ్చు. ఎట్ దట్ పొజిషన్ వీ విల్ గెట్ దట్ T1 square is equals to 2. ఓకే, 81 square, 281 is the point P. ఓకే, అది గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాలి. నార్మల్ కార్డ్ అయితే కండిషన్ ఏంటి, ఆ నార్మల్ కార్డ్ ఫోకస్ నుంచి పాస్ అయితే కండిషన్ ఏంటి. అండ్ ఈ నార్మల్ కార్డ్ అనేది వర్టెక్స్ దగ్గర 90 degrees యాంగిల్ చేసింది అనుకోండి, ఇది వర్టెక్స్ కదా, దిస్ ఈజ్ వర్టెక్స్. ఇఫ్ వీ జాయిన్ దిస్ P వర్టెక్స్ అండ్ దెన్ VQ, and if makes an angle 90 degrees there, then again here we will get T1 square is equals to 2. వర్టెక్స్ దగ్గర కాకుండా ఈ నార్మల్ కార్డ్ అనేది ఫోకస్ దగ్గర 90 డిగ్రీస్ చేసి వెళ్తుంది. ఇక్కడ ఎక్కడ ఫోకస్ ఉంటుంది, ఇక్కడే ఉండాలని లేదు. ఫోకస్ ఈ ఇంటర్సెక్షన్ పాయింట్ అయితే T1² = 2. అలా కాకుండా ఫోకస్ ఇక్కడ మధ్యలో ఇక్కడ ఉన్నప్పుడు ఈ ఫోకస్ దగ్గర మళ్ళీ 90 డిగ్రీస్ యాంగిల్ చేశారనుకోండి నార్మల్ కార్డ్, అప్పుడు T1² = 4 అవుతుంది. రెండు, ఈ నార్మల్ కార్డ్ లెంత్ క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేయాలంటే దిస్ ఈజ్ ది ఫార్ములా. 4a/t² into 1 + t²⁵/2 is the length of normal chord, and that length of normal chord will be minimum f, and that minimum length is 6√3/a. It happens at t² = 2. t² = 2 ఎప్పుడు అవుతుంది, ఫోకస్ నుంచి పాస్ అయినప్పుడు నార్మల్ కార్డ్. ఓకే, అదే పొజిషన్లో వర్టెక్స్ దగ్గర యాంగిల్ 90 డిగ్రీస్ చేస్తుంది. వర్టెక్స్ దగ్గర యాంగిల్ 90 డిగ్రీస్ చేసినా, ఫోకస్ నుంచి పాస్ అయినా, మినిమం లెంత్ ఉన్నటువంటి నార్మల్ కార్డ్ ఫామ్ చేసిన, మూడు సేమ్ సిచ్యువేషన్. అండ్ ఎట్ దట్ సిచ్యువేషన్ లెంత్ ఈజ్ 6√3a అండ్ t వాల్యూ ఈజ్ √2, ఆర్ వి సే T1² = 2. ఓకే, హ్యావ్ ఎ లుక్. So, and finally this is class 3 on synopsis of parabola. Okay, and these are additional synopsis actually related to the mains. The required important points already I covered in the first 2 videos. Okay, top in as a playlist name is top 10 conceptual ideas, and the video name is parabola for mains 1, parabola for mains 2. After those 2 videos you need to follow this and learn. See, in coming videos I am going to solve different problems related to the parabola, some standard problems and previously asked problems from parabola. Okay, and one more thing, don't forget to subscribe for this channel. Thank you.